Hey everybody, welcome back to RouVie's World, and today I'm gonna be giving my review of Ghost of Tsushima. So without further ado, let's get this party started, okay? Okay. Now I want to start off by saying if you haven't played this game and you're getting a PS5 soon, I'd wait to play it because they have optimized it for 60 frames per second and it's pretty smooth. Now gameplay wise, it's very fun and easy to grasp the mechanics. For one, there's 4 different stances: swordsman, spearman, shieldsman, and brutes. And it's really helpful if you actually switch between them, but knowing me, I went through basically the whole game using one stance. Yeah, I definitely started switching more towards the end, but hopefully if they make a sequel, they will give you those stances from the start. Now standoffs are a great way to quickly kill a good amount of enemies with very little effort. I like that they made it so the wind will guide you instead of having waypoints or lines on the ground telling you where you need to go. I enjoy when there's barely anything on the screen, and it basically looks like you're playing a movie. The boss fights bring some of the greatest moments in my opinion, because it's one-on-one for the most part, and cutscenes right before the fight lets you know that stuff is about to go down. And it's just a nice change of pace. There's also this thing called ghost mode. After I beat this one boss, I was exposed to it. If you press L3 and R3 at the same time, the screen will become red and all the enemies get scared, and you can one-hit 3 of them. You earn this after killing a certain amount of enemies without taking any damage. It makes you feel like a freaking badass, and everyone is scared of the ghost. Now, I didn't play all the side quests, but the ones that I did play were really enjoyable. For example, one of the mythic tales, the musician tells you about this guy named Tadaori, and you gain new armor from it. And you're going in searching for different things, and you get a map, and you have to search within this circle to find what you're looking for. So they don't always tell you where to go. Sometimes you actually have to search within an area. Actually, one of my favorite tales is the series of tales with Yuriko, Jin's nanny, or whatever you want to call her. She took care of him since he was a baby, and within these tales you get to learn more about his childhood, his parents, you get to learn more about his uncle, and Yuriko as well. She really brought the most out of Jin, and you get to see some of his softer side. You also get to see that with Yuna as well, and honestly, without Yuna, Jin would not be alive. So, big props to Yuna for saving Jin's life. Another thing I like is that you get to choose your horse and name it. I chose the white horse and named him Kage, or Kage, whatever. And every so often, I would just look at him and be like, wow, he's such a pretty freaking horse. And the horse sticks with you for most of the story. Now, I have a bone to pick with Sony Studios. Why the frick do you guys love killing horses so much, huh? Every time you do it, freaking breaks my heart. It sucks. So you know what? I want to just make a tribute to my boy Kage. Rest in peace, homie. You will never be forgotten. And then they give you a new horse, and so I chose the gray one and named it Sora for Sky, because I know Kage is looking after me. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna get into some of the things that I really did not like. I don't like that they make you do stealth missions, because if you're spotted, you fail and have to try again. I mean, the AI isn't the best when it comes to detecting you, but I would rather have the choice to fight like a samurai or sneak like a ninja ghost. I mean, since there is no honor system of you doing like, how many things are you doing that would make sense for a samurai versus a ghost, there's no honor system. The game automatically says you do not have honor. So at least, give the player more option and don't force stealth, because I mean, I've done stealth on my own without being forced, and it's just more fun when you have the choice, So maybe if they make a sequel, they can implement less of the stealth missions, even though you are the ghost of Tsushima, it would just be nice. Also, I feel like this game was not fun for a good chunk of the beginning of the game, like during Act 1, after like the prologue, after that whole action sequence that was awesome. It just kind of went downhill for me until a little bit after the beginning of Act 2, and that was to the point where I just didn't want to put it down, and I beat it fairly quickly. Now, I had this game since basically when it came out, and I just recently beat it January 1st. So maybe the pacing could have been a little bit better at the beginning, get me more invested in the game. This game is truly a love letter to old samurai movies, and it's a good game overall. Sucker Punch did an amazing job on putting depth into the world. I'm really glad that there's fast travel though, because it would take like 5 years to get from place to place if there wasn't. So thank you for that. Now I did play the multiplayer, but I really could not get into it. It can be pretty repetitive, and for me at least, it's only fun if you have friends to play with, but I'm happy that Sucker Punch is putting in the effort to deliver free content for those who bought the game. Other studios should take note. And so, for those of you who haven't finished the game, or haven't even played the game and you want to, I'm just going to say it right now, I give this a 9 out of 10, and you should leave now if you don't want to hear anything about the story, because I'm going to be telling you guys what the most impactful part of the game for me was. So here we go. The most impactful part of the game for me was the end. You know, after all the stuff that Lord Shimura, after saving him and helping him take back his castle, you know, and him basically raising you since your parents weren't around because they died, he is sent to take your head, to kill you. And he tells you that you have no honor. Even though he wanted you to do something that was unhonorable. After you poisoned the Mongols, he wanted you to lie and say that Yuna got you to do it, when really, she was just helping you do what you were already set your mind to. And you know, when I heard he wanted to talk, I thought he was going to be like, oh, I'm sorry for, you know, being a jerk, and I just want you to know I love you. But you know what he did? He didn't do that. He just wanted to tell you that, you know, the Sakai clan was disbanded and they're taking the manor, so he's no longer going to be able to visit his parents in the cemetery anymore. And so he's like, you know what, let's pay our respects, and then I have to kill you. But the crazy thing is when he's on his knees, he's like, give me an honorable samurai's death. But how can I give you what I don't have? So before I even say anything, let me know what you guys did down in the comments below. Did you kill Lord Shimura, or did you leave him? Now, I left him because he said I have no honor, so I couldn't kill him. I couldn't give him the satisfaction of dying with honor. I just couldn't do it. And then Jin says something like, I don't have honor, but I cannot kill my family. And then just walks away, and you hear the saddest music for the freaking credits. Like, that just hits. It's just so impactful that they give the player the choice of what happens. Last thing I wanted to say is I like that you don't have to even start a new game plus. You can just continue on after all the main missions are done with like your side quests that you haven't finished, or you know, your collectibles that you haven't gotten yet. And you could literally go through the whole game without doing any side quests and still be able to do them without having to start over. So with that being said, that's the end of the review. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And Happy New Year, everyone. Here's to 2021 being a better year than 2020. Oh, and if you're a bot, get out of my game.